Moving on now to Toolkit. This is where we pick some questions and tasks that are common to startups across sectors. We ask the experts how to find the best workaround and the best solution to those problems. This week, Charitra Singh is on overdrive. She comes back to tackle another very common startup problem, the market study.
So when starting up, what are the key points to keep in mind? You need your initial investment capital, you need a good team, you need a decent office space, but you definitely need an innovative idea. But the success or failure of your business will depend entirely on the kind of groundwork you've done earlier. So today I'm going to tell you how to do a business survey. According to most experts, a market survey is not only important but absolutely crucial before you start shelling out that cash. Because it's simple. How does the investor know there is a need for your product or service? Unless you prove there is a need beyond simply saying, I believe there is a need for my product. A market survey is simply a way of proving that enough number of people will buy what you're planning to sell. Okay, let's just break it down for you. A market survey has 4 basic steps. When getting the information, different business plans will have to look at different sources. Often, the information might not be available the first place you look. So be prepared to look at various sources to get the information you need. In the second step, you would need to break up your target audience into different segments. And for each segment, you would have to look at the needs, the related media of dissemination, the pricing patterns, and obviously the people in that segment. When evaluating the market for its size and growth potential, you would need to measure the market, then measure the market for your business, and finally calculate whether your market is increasing or decreasing. And finally, you would have to study the market trends. This is as simple as understanding what's happening with your market. You would have to look for signs and indications that could affect the movement of your market. In other words, to look for trends and fashions. It might be obvious, but it's important to point out that the questions that affect target markets will be different from business to business. And these, therefore, are just starting points. What's important is that when you create your business plan, you're aware of the market trends that affect your business's specific market.
As an entrepreneur, you should have your own insight. You should have your own passion about something you're trying to do. And you should use your own linkages to get a sense of it.
And make sense of it is exactly what Karthik Verma of iTrust did when he was in the place where he was just starting up.
You know, we're in the financial services business. We're distributing financial product to the mass market in India. What we did was 2 things. We did a top-down study and then a bottoms-up kind of study. In the top-down study, we just looked at what the penetration rates were for different financial products in India across products such as home loans, life insurance, health insurance, mutual funds, ownership of real estate, and so on, and got a feel for what the income levels are, what the population pyramid in India looks like, how many males and females within a certain age, and so on. And then we supplemented that with a very bottoms-up approach, looking at, if there are these many people who are aged this much, how many people are single, how many people are married, what kind of needs would they have, what kind of cross-sell ratios, we could have. If we have sold a home loan to somebody, can we sell them home insurance and health insurance and, a home loan refinance to them in a few years from them later, so on. So we did a mixture of looking at the macro opportunity and then complemented that with a very granular study of what the market might be able to support. And then combined, it gave us a good image of what the market might look like a few years from now for our services in the financial services market.
And it seemed to have worked pretty well for Karthik. If you've done your homework well, it acts as an added perk when you go looking for funding.
What work you do beforehand strengthens your case when you go to an investor. And an investor will do their own diligence, but they will be impacted or influenced in 2 ways. Number one, they will see you as good entrepreneurs to say, you've actually done some work before you've come to me. And B, the fact that you've done work and you've done some linkages makes it a bit easier for me to do my analysis.
There are several steps that an entrepreneur has to take before he gets off and running. The market survey is as important for the investor as it is for the entrepreneur. Because in the end, you're not just proving to him that there are going to be people there to buy your product, you're proving that to yourself as well.
Toolkit will be back again next week with another startup. So if there are any questions you'd like to get an answer to, simply write into us at feedback@etnow.tv.